Hello, my name is Rabbi Paysach Krohn, and this is my Chesed story. Many years ago, when I was 21 years old, unfortunately, my father passed away. I'm the oldest of 7 children. He had taught me how to be a mile. He had been a very successful mile, and now I had to leave the yeshiva, and I had to support my mother and my 6 younger brothers and sisters. It was not easy. Not everybody wants to take a 21-year-old kid as a mile, and so it was a difficult go at it. One day in our shul, a man, Mr. Chaim Israel, who should have a lichtka Gan Eden, he came over to me and he gave me an envelope. And I said, "What is this?" He said, "Open it." It was $1,500. I said, "We're not poor. We don't need charity." He said, "No, this is not charity. This is a loan." I said, "When do we pay it back?" He said, "I'll never ask you for it." I said, "I got to ask my mother," because at that time I was not married. I was living at home. And when I came home, my mother said the same thing. "We're not poor. We're not aniyim. We don't need charity." I said, "Ma, no." He said, "It's a loan. When do we pay it back?" She asked me. I said, "That's what I asked him." And he said, "Whenever we want. He'll never ask." 2 years later, I was 23. I was getting more brisson, and I put together the $1,500 and I brought it to Mr. Israel. And he said, "I'm not taking it." I said, "You're not taking it? You said that this was not charity. This was a loan, and I want to pay it back." He said, "Sit down. I want to tell you a story." And he tells me, he says, "Do you remember when I went bankrupt?" He was talking about himself. Of course I remember. It was so shocking. He was the wealthiest guy in the synagogue, and he had gone bankrupt, never because of certain bad deals. And another man in our neighborhood, Dr. Mo Lewenstein, had come over and gave him an envelope. And he said, "I'm not poor. I'm not an oni. I don't need charity." He said, "No, this is a loan." So Mr. Israel said, I said to him what you said to me. "When do I pay it back?" He said, "I'll never ask you for it, whenever you want." He said, a couple years later, I came back to Mr. Lewenstein and I wanted to give him the money, and he didn't take it. He didn't want to take it. And I said to him what you said to me. "What do you mean? You said this is a loan. I want to pay it." He said, "Okay, I'll tell you what it is. You don't pay me. You're going to pay another family." In other words, when you find a family that needs the money, you give it to them, and that's how you pay me back. And when they come to pay you, you tell them they should pass it on to another family. And that's exactly what my mother and I did. We found a family that needed the money. We gave it to them. And when they came to pay us back, we told them that they should pass it on to another family. What a great story of chesed. With one chesed, we can change the world. What's your chesed story?